Imagine waking up tomorrow and
Oh.
realizing the money in your wallet is worth less than it was yesterday. Same numbers, same bills, but somehow everything costs more. Food, rent, gas, life. And most people never ask the real question. Who decides how much money exists? Because the truth is, money isn't just earned anymore. It's created, printed, expanded. Sometimes out of nothing. And once you understand why governments print money, you'll never look at money the same way again. What does printing money actually mean? Most people imagine giant machines printing endless stacks of cash. But today, most money is digital. Governments and central banks can create new money electronically with a few decisions. No truck, no paper, no magic. Just numbers added into the financial system. When governments need more money, they often borrow, and central banks can buy government debt using newly created money. That injects more money into the economy, which sounds harmless at first. Because if everyone has more money, shouldn't everyone become richer? Not exactly. Because wealth is not created by printing currency. Real wealth comes from products, services, skills, energy, technology, businesses, and human productivity. Printing more money without creating more value changes the value of the money itself.
Why do governments print money? There are several reasons governments do this. Some are understandable. Some become dangerous. The first reason is crisis. During recessions, pandemics, wars, or economic crashes, governments need money fast. They may print money to support businesses, send stimulus checks, prevent unemployment, or stop financial collapse. And sometimes it works temporarily. The economy survives. Markets recover. People keep spending. But there's a hidden cost. Because creating money is easier than solving deeper economic problems. And once governments realize they can create money, it becomes tempting to do it again, and again, and again. The real cost of printing money. Here's the problem. When more money chases the same amount of goods, prices rise. That's inflation. Inflation occurs when the money supply grows faster than real production. Imagine a small village with 10 apples and $10. Each apple costs $1. Now suddenly, the government adds another $10 into the village. But there are still only 10 apples. Now people have more money competing for the same apples. Prices rise. Not because apples became better, but because money became weaker. And this is what many people fail to understand. Inflation doesn't always feel like a disaster at first. It feels slow, quiet, invisible. A few extra dollars here, higher rent there, more expensive groceries next year. Until one day, people realize their paycheck no longer buys the life it used to. Who benefits first? This is where things become even more important. Because newly created money does not reach everyone equally. The people closest to the new money benefit first. Governments, banks, large corporations, financial institutions. They receive and use the money before prices fully rise. But ordinary people, they usually receive the effects later. After assets become expensive, after housing rises, after food rises, after inflation spreads everywhere. which means many workers are constantly chasing rising costs, while their savings lose purchasing power over time. This is why some people say inflation is a hidden tax, because even if your bank balance stays the same, its buying power slowly shrinks.
Can printing money ever be good? The answer is complicated. Some money creation is necessary. Modern economies grow. Population grows. Businesses expand. A small amount of inflation is considered normal in many countries. The problem begins when money printing grows faster than the real economy. History has shown this many times. Countries that excessively printed money often faced extreme inflation, economic instability, currency collapse, and loss of public trust. Because money only works when people believe it holds value. Once trust disappears, the system becomes fragile. What this means for you. Most people spend their entire lives working for money without understanding how money itself works. And that lack of understanding becomes expensive. Because if inflation continues over decades, saving cash alone may not be enough. This is why many people focus on building assets. Businesses, real estate, stocks, skills, investments. Things that can grow faster than inflation over time. Because the goal isn't just to make money. The goal is to protect your purchasing power, to protect your future, to avoid running on a treadmill where everything gets more expensive while your financial life stays in the same place. The biggest financial risk isn't always losing money. Sometimes, it's holding money that slowly loses value every single year. And the people who understand this early often make completely different decisions with their life. They invest earlier, build faster, think long-term, and stop depending entirely on a system they don't control. Because once you understand how money is created, you start realizing why financial education matters so much. If this video changed how you see money, don't stop here. Subscribe to Wealth with DR for more videos about money, investing, wealth, and financial freedom. Because understanding money may become one of the most valuable skills of your entire life. And the earlier you learn it, the more powerful it becomes. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.